Brand the car no
Bread wajina kunyao ishiraka neat etiefo nyina ozuoma ADAKABRI oribo bebie
the car no
yesi okwan tware asuo ena asuo tware okwan panyin ni hwan a yebo okwan betu asuo ozuoma ADAKABRI FRIMPONG MANSO wajina kunya bebie
Yamama home na Yamama transi if you need 100.9 FM so and say yeah back na so na ene ukwada ai utansa bosumi wo mi ne de to so du mienu afi empinu aduanu miensa mam se abo donko apam meeting wo twimpo aba begu so na yetena ase a me man tidwumade ade ben mede mi amedi ho kyea me yefra me ADAKABRI mamudu oshioma me senior co character me wa fa se prekope majori osai agyeman ena otemanim ha sei saa so ena eye production de panyini kwadwo damiado ene sini na so ena eye na nakwefriye ebo ne chidom na technical production social media handles ahudo nyina se de AC kro no abna frema bankro ena ono so sini na so a eye miami ofa miami ba na yaw safo ena ono so woboa no ama bibia se ye meter on thread so se ye twitter ni nyina ne se omo edisa adwuma no engineering group so a omuta ye kire no achu agbo worker otiako na jare na naboaje adasa nkroman so ye saremra ne se sempro na fe facilities group and also no big solo and dada and Godfred and yaw ni nyina mu nso so no na yatoto ama yahunu ba bia die fufuo ebeko akobo enti ni nyina se yehwe na bibia beko ye ede aman majali
Baba
ewia ho te sen
na me adomo nso na egugu nti ama ewie mu no se ewie man nyunyu na ye nka bi nhie mu no nso de mansa na aso hye aba
asambe na peso ken
se papa no ye begina mu no kakra na ya adwen sa aso hye sa ne ade nti bo so ye ti ye ni na nso ni jagu sa na se unya nka bi nhie mu de a nti we empenye kasa nti mo amote ase nka bi nhie mu ensu to a ya aso hye nko a nti ya de ba beto aso na chese bibia ko nti o wafa bibia e kama then so utum say nsu na gugu na driver fo no yesre ni titiri wo nso a eyusu eye kwan na wo ka ho asem no nsu na toto sei no ebe wadwen sei nsu bi ta ba bi nti wo kwa ko bom wo do ho ode nyina ko bom sei twa wudi a waso na ehye obeti wani na wo lower arm si ne boden ne kan kuma kura de ko na kwhwe ne boden wo link bass ne boden
so absorb it say nsuo ni tawa don't assume say etani keke ebia na amna eda ho nsuo na kotem tinu wato obu ase
very important pa because nsuo dey afi wa fa nsuo na topa o afi na to kama pa
na dem bia so no me amfia so nto form na yenye ho ntiase say ebeto mo emframa no so ba also wo hwe ho yie emframa no betimi aho enoma bebre amana ba be ye ohaw ade a betimi aboa right be man tidwumadie enne de daba maso no yebedi kan chicha kakra se na wo ken na fe interviews so kakra ho na demokrata ahodo no enimu nsam ni bia yebetimi atimu enso ho na fe no panel no so atnase na yetimi ahunu ba bia de fufuo abeko akwakobo eti paper de hin na ye number 1 priority
o za me de papers ni de number 1 na de manim hai ana me bisa na see the finder eboha
the finder
the finder
no ade ne wo mu excited
e say wo fa eye the finder na ni nyina na kwakoye tape bi a wo mo se aba abonten tape yi characters bi wom characters yi amanfo bi susu se wo mo ne esese nkrofo bi eti no na nei akwakoba se donkuma fu ese ese nhwehwemu
awutimi identify obi ni o tape no
yes me dey esse mama me
ka
ɛsɛ nipa ni bi ne baako kora de ne car me na metɔn ma no na ɔwɔ car bi na yɛ V8 na V8 nti
V8 na wan fa ama me no na me ti so de akoma no no ana se baako nso e wo mu ono de me na me nua no na wono so bai na fitnam se nipa so kasasa obai na no chechecheche unim nipa na no mote alaji na nim ena o hya ase se wo keka ena ono wa yesei ena ono wa yesei ena your friends Boniface anye sei I wish some person be pony din papa
ewiase na naked over I naked nti say wo di nkoma na
person me frɛ no busa say
wo betimi afrɛ bio wo betimi
afrɛ we say me ma me frɛ
because wo ma yesusu say wo mo ni wo mu no me enra nwumra me frɛ bio no ɛna o mo kan say wo mu nim ho hwe
wo be ka say onim hwe we frɛ no ma no kan tem say onim ho hwe
o say onim ho hwe ba wan ka say doctor do
what do you say o da me frɛ no ma no be ka say onim ho hwe
okay
and me will be busa say onim no would I say friend ma me say me person be busa say odo na say obeto enkomo ni mu no sa na na would a friend no eti wie ye na say asaba na ekoso yi say wo be wo ma beto wo mo no no sha say so wo kan we and wo kan we and wo kan we and wo kan conference we and na say na say na mudi nkomo
some in fact sadia normal econo yesusu say ye nya nto ho saa e say etimi twetwem na ye hu say
nkomo ye nwanwa
content na ewo mu no
mislim nkomo we ye nwanwa
yete ba we de aye evidence based ana normal ni bi ho ha yetete
anya nwanwo woni mu nkomo nkrofo di
mai nkoma grofo di no wo fe no ma beto abonti
an se ko enu so no mu nim se
nkoma je se ekoso
no ba se o mu nim se ye record
na abeto abonti
nkoma ni bia nkrofo die no
na nka ba
na nka ba abonti a
begitum na mom de aba abonti me hu se nkoma okoso pa o
nkoma de bi koso
pa o zora o da na wada anadu 2 am no bi na yo anadu 2 am obi dai sadia nkomo koso no enye izo
watimi ajeso do edu akonda mi busa ne me se mi ibo de din so
ene kra ene e kasa ye uze na phone the speaker ene e kasa ene e ya asem ye ni bi yo
ya so ne ene nu tape no so edu oba ya na say na me nua waduru ha
ya asem o
entini nya ne se me offer say udi nkomo ahwe yi
offer say ya se na naked
won say ya na ye name influence peddling any name dropping no intimate ne ya na say o me nua na e ka say afi obe confirm no ma so a me nim no and am say me on na e ka say it no answer there God me nya confirm na ma boni din che ono but obe pie dem ono me ne anye ho say straight away no e so be to mu afi nkomo a odi ye no woni ma alaji but na wonim others no na nkomo no di ye bobo din bi na dia wo ye wo constituency say na me say na omo yes o me money din o me money din what me money din what me money din
sana de na koyo
obedwane o wa dwane fabra mi nkuta fo no ante de me karo no miss mi tie do no so kan ubedwane want me am odin but they are too old. What me am odin and they say minia now Zesia Neja tape ya be na me tie woni na me tie ukuto original voice it was original voice na me kan wo bia wuza wona na wo kasa no voice there I think you say voice they are similar so no dia samwa wo de wo se voice ya similar na nya wa magai eye tape bi na apie no eye o voice ni nam bi ube pie dem ho wo kan o plans a wo ye say ebo eye yidin asumasi din minuen Boniface din ni ade na say minuen na e ka say uzima me modin dia me modin why wonye sure say your voice as well no wonye sure kra I the kokope tape ni tie why men send them out I the mess send them I the Ghana web kra kokohwe wate because say the voice ni say voice any will express why ya wo se ba be ye no madina nyina no ni nyina ewom memfa nko wo se ma me money voice dia me money wo ye me nua preoccupant wo se ma me money me nka ne voice eti ubi bia wom plans aso be ye madina nyina ni nyina wom why mistakes are eye wo se eye Sidik ye Boniface ye ya wo ba be correct nyina ni nyina wom why yo nyame nhira wate eti toto no ma ye wura dan bi m na nipa bi tetete wona se wonhye da nim wo ma ento akora abo no sa why it does edwa bebet me lead you and some kanya anapa mame fan to so na me nka nkyerɛ ɛna wura mu wo ma na tete da mu ho nyina ɛne asɛm aka nyina me nka nkyerɛ wo dia me ka nkyerɛ wo na me ka kyerɛ wia no watumi aka sa mpa ukoto nkomo bi so sa na wan koto nkomo bi so sa me fan to so na me nka nkyerɛ wa na mo fa na mra na hold on na me fan to so na me nka nkomo ɛkɔye ɛne nipa na wo da mu ho nyina me nka nkyerɛ wo wo say utie wi answer okay yes. I remember what but what could there be more na a person purporting to be Alhaji Bugiri na abu prosifo mienu na a civilian ba kon am wakodi nkomo bi ade abaye no Madina de ya yilusu ye focus on Muslim areas ni pe wanko akan areas no enu ntina ma Boniface elusu Madina no na ensema sorogo kan no ni nyina no wo kaase wakodi nkomo bi saa sorogo ni bindi sogo nkomo bi yo Martin to the voice no me the voice no be send why okay Martin right entino me na me nua no wo me te voice na me te voice no keka nsem a obeye nyina wo Madina ne ade I know apologize say yes sir wa bachi into enkomo no na obedi nkomo bi na nsa na all sign akọ ndiwe nya mihunu atengwa nwa bi e wo tape no mu a e wo se odi na say enye ne voice na just wotie de this wotie de
say nipa mienu bi nso a me frɛ o manura anwumre around yeah be 450 back 458 na back nso 3:05 almost o munim ho hwe
nkomo nim ho bibi ankaye komo nim ho bibi ankaye asuma se wonti mention uniform kran ko police headquarters obiam na
eti nipa ne kasa onim ho hwe de a na ekere se em se je ye ne sa
ja wo mo kama me TB se dampare ye be yi ne
voice din sew
me so wo mo kama me TB se ye be yi dampare ye di eni bosome 2-3 weeks ni o mu di enkomo o mu di ne da bia o ma sem nyina o mu di sa enkomo ne da bia se na o include others no onye team player awomo kan da bia we kura na matonchia ye be yi no twia enkomo edi ni dem de we enya ade o ka de ba abontene enkrofo di nkomo akese wo dem
enkomo de akese
nkomo akese wo
dem we na ba abontene na
we na ba abontene enkrofo di nkomo akese pa wo dem na nkomo akese no sabi ye kan se tika kire bokuro ya say tika kire bokuro na nganya sa enkrofo nkomo wo madie na me se me be keka ha se a mi kura nka bia me durufie enkrofo nkomo wo madie krofo nkomo wo madie
ani hu
won na omoka na chese why young and say there and a man and a young krofo nkomo wo madie
yes man man de anko be kai
man
ba no man bi di on kai
na dien na ye pese obi bebe ye at the national level na Jowas kura etiase na Jowas ti de be yase ye chese udi sa nkomo no don chese udi sa nkomo no na wo ye hwan na wo ye sergeant na no bi ye ASP na ye den wo ye sergeant na obi ye ASP na ye den wo ye sergeant na obi ye ASP na ye den Nigeria ena ye den ena ye den na prosifo bebre eye den ya prosini a okokwaje president of the republic Nana Akufo-Addo prosini a saata monya oye flag bearer prosini okokwaje ne ka petrol station kra no so da ho ye adwuma prosini a
prosini ye den okwaje president
ka so okwaje car no the prosini petrol station okokoto car no ena pro station okachire Nana Akufo-Addo yes magic car nemra
sabre na MPP akọ opposition
ni chase wonya Nana nyama abem unkaisi yeso ye kwaje ne ka bie
ka bie
ika ne kwaje process ni incidental process so ya chimni Eso ahono. And I feel the president could do baby no work promotion be na amia no and no go ato a. So ahono say ono de hwan and yes kokoje ka no. We president no answer wo twro. Na satam kufu ado office wo twro. Bia wo acho report to that's it station say. Never car say efabra. You know answer the beko. Yes kokoje ntia na watimi adi na chi car no ko refuel and na akoye. And now che car no a fuel station ho and a kufu ado frey and ye another car be fa no. I mean what on it? Now we are proceeding na wunya nipa. We are proceeding wunya nipa. Yes, see amount odenti mutriti nipa ne say de wunya nipa me nua na esa afre no. So mutri was it? Okay, ma me
wona ne kasa, wona adam wona kasa.
And do baby that time move bibi nchichire manu tom na mpesa meka bibi ye ne Dr. Adam Bona enim komo kakra. Dr. Adam Bona ye mo ha oba o menka me to nkapa doc na asoso ho te sen doc komo ye di no wo ye bedrooms ye private offices senka ye se ni nyina no ye tape a transcribe at the abeto public domain. Doc, in Kibenya estate, I a friend Ghana na.
Offer. And come no, no. Okay, so the answer will be no. The answer will be no. But the chairman is the common you did and common tra we are not making any moves. So until the end, you've been in the media. I can remember as far as I can remember. So many years, decades. Now, we now host programming every afternoon. Now, my bedroom, my name, my wife, who didn't come so offer ADAKABRI, Jumana, or you know. And so you know, onye ni ye ene de akeka ho. Eno and mama. But offer ADAKABRI ye adwuma na say. Ma bo epobi atu mi trim say. Offer ADAKABRI me ne me wife ana say me ne work CB. Na me ne omo aka say o adwuma no onye ni ye na ma sorry. Na ma kwa akoka say adwuma ra. Say munyi ne free ho. Now, why you say, munye free ho. Na mon fan, mon friend man and mammy. Oh, Father ADAKABRI, say, Ubeka, little concern, say, ye, na ye be, and no more mine. But in concern, about mine, say, the old canon, you are putting action to it. Who try, say, you know, that is what should happen. And no offer. Maybe can't be answered. As someone who feels that to me, you be so publicly, to me, any no. Be careful what you are saying privately. Because the moment it goes public, it means that you want to do something about it. And so say, but then not say be sour, to me, no. So I think that is what I would say. Offer.
Look, what you might me be ma wadwuma senka ko obi etese former IG Patrick Kwati Champon ono ho obi te se be papa Castro adujima ono ho ko obi te se oponbuani na anu ya kono ho ko busa ne se oponbuani nine ne kokka kan wo honsam e wa aban mu na nipa kro no you close to you and onye close to you itias mobeka ko eye Castro ne kubusa de ya eye oni Kotoro ene Yakubu nsam e ba asante eme yi ni free honom ekosi sen na hwan na ekokeka nsam no ne ti do be ka kiro ko na obi de se PK Champon ensam e ba ya ekoka se wono kura woni sabi soja panyini pa wo mo sre papa jonkofo abra papa jonkofo ko full plane na omutiri mopo ne kubusa no nkyerɛ wo hwan na keka ye do hunu na ensam yedi nkonkonsa anakokopa Kofi Bentum Kwansen ne book no bogus informer. And some of you didn't such political leaders, presidents, and near the end. Idea. Obekan say, one was
and no offer, no, and no, dear, I will tell you, say, a young one. And no, dear, no, even some of us, sometimes, this writer, is he a writer, is a politician, former MP. I know, as I said, all the politicians, he did. That's it. Amongst mono, one of you soon, that's when you'll be now a wife, would you soon? The politicians, the Americans say, when you are dealing with them, no. Now, one more near the home because one show you pay, no, I could ask a marshal. Now, I could pass a mamma. Now, so if you grab a quack Jessica, no, they or the son of the mouth, when I can swap what you security. And then they can come. It is the same way now. You see them try to push an agenda through some of us. Me, can have the same answer. Me, in some way, I don't delve. I don't get involved in. I just said me and Kasame. Now, my first says, the air person, why young or minor. Me, I don't support it. And so, but the company said, the old canon. I'm sure not a bit mine now, and no dear, a bit hard. Your father said, one quite my Obia Quacocase, or the empire said, pay you for a wood. Now, Obi Aquacocase, Sanipa Asimesi. Why not say, eh, dear, obey a kum, and now why Sammy? Why not just obey? And that's what kum nipa. Now, I want the assam kesi to say etonoso. Now, pushing us so push you here, you can say, especially the course we are. I summon that I catch it. And on my penny, I catch it. And I because I give you know, Majinity said for Jumana, Mediamano, only they say. To still back to the president to compel him to do the unthinkable. Offer say everybody say yeah, now a seminar, they cannot now I cannot because you ask yourself, say, what is it? Is it just the most you want? Now say what to say? For instance, offer if you did the MMO. From home. Baby, I car is connected to elections in this country. The elections echo year where Memuha and Yasum. Now, say, now, how deep now, Professor Woyano, Nina and the Professor Umboa to bring the eight. That means a umpe or mindy. Once these things come up, anybody who or mindy should be able. Let the Ghanaians know that. Anna, Diana, when you're ordinary person, of our own value. Let me have a but Father Cabrera, you are, a senior person, journalist and all that. But in the scheme of things, you are not part of the executive who play a role. You are part of the 450 and so of the realm. So, but what kind when it is somebody who says, give me this position. Now, break it. Yet, in answer him say, elections, I was always working. Techima need a kekamu. That you see, to me, the moment someone is pushing that agenda, near start to be some questions there. And then I just pay an abesho to Muntia, who didn't say, open or mindy. And so for me, offer, I think what is something I can say, and yet nobody be the amount for the concern or corner. But when you are concerned, we on woman who the president to say also some IGP net optional. But they just came in to remove it. And I have said, Nipana or your point for Nipana or appointed IGP no say. Nipana me dead man and send him son. manage na adwuma ho yie ɔyɛ na adwuma ho yie crime levels above them you kind of saying kumewu asin and then you can ebisi crowder that is what we are seeing my resource police for no omo ya de ombe here so omo boaye nyina nti munya no mani nya na adwuma I don't want to do anything but push an agenda stay here offer as for that one I think that whoever recorded them did the right thing and made sure that it was put out there.
In your view, no, your record woman, a person did the right thing and make sure it is put in the public domain to achieve what end?
Well, to achieve the fact that the main castle are buying agenda, are buying, if you look at it, the government has not been indicted. And I'm happy that in the tape, Omoaka said, Nanato, and you're listening, president, what's your tape now? Almost Nanato, listening or say IGP radio on one or per se, or Bayagman. When you know everybody are not yet listening president. And to me, the American say, what will make you a superintendent of police refer to your Nipana Wokasano, a senior person in the party and then on one forming government. Okasan, and you want him to facilitate, and you are telling them, let me offer. I'm one who said, Nipana on a Casano, Nania Fee, Nipana on a Casano, or yes, also a former party chairman. I'm one who said, you're okay. I'm sure. Na bianani pano you know about captain anado anase bibi you know so for me to the extent that also the manisika or to me just we ma omulia on the manisika is when you listen to the tape and I'm happy and let me reiterate say the president of the republic from it and they even indicted the vice president. The vice president, anyway, I've listened to the tape, a 3-hour tape with a video. I've listened to it. When you listen to it, so injurious. A lot of issues that they put out there, and of national security concern, which must not go out there. But maybe the NSA, it doesn't matter who you MPP, who you NDC, who you people believe that Ghana must run, Ghana must survive, Ghana should be peaceful, should be safe. Then such persons, we must identify them, especially in the security sector. No more because can you imagine if the president had listened, the president had listened and appointed that a certain COP mentioned to be IGP. Just imagine if the president has listened. Let's flip it. And the president has listened after I think no. And the president can say, okay, my penny, who judge will offer, you would have asked me, say, dainty, and a man for your election, a man for baby. Because then it will be difficult, but start time on and to maybe the other say, prevention is better than cure. So whoever recorded them, I will say that I'm sure the person thought that what these guys are doing, there might be others. And don't see it anymore. I must say, Ukia, Mami, candidate for an IGP if this one has to go. George, you know, Born Kasani be number one, and or Bo be should be, and or some of them have their own team, they are also working. It means that, and when you hear what they said, you ask yourself that you want the position of IGP. Must you go to the extent of saying you want to break the 8 into the Ademawa? What would you do to break the 8? Are you going to kill everybody who wants to vote? Because how do you even identify the panel about the Twabano for your NDC and or your MPP and CPP? Are you going to stop the ballot box? What you create, is it not? So for me, it is reprehensible, regrettable, and senior officers in their, of that caliber should never have involved themselves in this. So for me, I think they should act as a deterrent. They should be punished if they are found culpable. So that these things will be a thing of the past.
But the yes, say, and I mean the be ame do ku chika krabi. Say uko in December 2008. Say you call abano you call third round. And third round entered into January 2009. January 2009, now outstanding a year time in the present day Bono region. Now turn na koye. Now shares the president of the republic at the time, John Kufuor, Okoya as far as Buzia, he wenchi. Then J.J. Rawlings, Koya Kukodru, Nsoko. Na Professor Mills, and so Koya Ekudru Nsoko. The then candidates, another Danko Kufuado, na Owo, Sunyaye. Then attaching, they are led to believe had gone to the courts, expecting the processes be ebekoso. Then IGP ana oho, if I recall right, Patrick Kwasi champo. At your own time, no. Kone kubusano. And konsa ye dichre no intia at age 54. Professor Mills Bayano, uyi ne dia na ni sika sem krane yenkan. And intina ye gusubusa say ye din such political leadership to me take action and then the BBC and as ye niabriana
Offer you say a different leadership, and I am happy say the okay fast forward the president of the republic today refused to do as they wanted. Patrick Quatin, I'm aware of is a big brother. I'm aware of it. But the American say, should we allow the status quo to continue? Should we allow the status quo? So all that I am saying is that these things at a point must stop. So Senanado Abreso and I say back to a screeching stop. It should, because Samuel Manuel way why the biarada Obi Yenajuma Namushi the ANC the full tape offer system. It is ugly when you listen to the full tape. It is very ugly. The things that were said when you listen to them, you say, that position can open. Is it that it is true? Or in some way, position draw. But it will be difficult to establish that. I'm sure that I am reliably informed there could be a probe. If there is a probe, I'm sure all of these things are likely to be put to them. For them to say, we accept or we know what has taken place, everything we said, we stand by it, or we apologize for trying to deceive the leadership of this country so that one of us can be appointed as IGP. So as far as I'm concerned, I think it is not a good thing to do. It's never a good thing to do. And maybe how many years? Say appointment. I mean, breaking it. You police for organ almost 50,000. Now police how many of them are you saying that only now to ama MPP? And I say mine is that offer.
Perhaps ne bia ubetwa adwenesi
So I will say
bia betwa adwenesi to say it is the police, that is the IGP, who heads the election task force of all the security apparatus in the country during the elections. It be a role has been the IGP and of which the police head the election task force for the whole country during general elections. It be a ho and a minimum the absorb on home or announce or omitted to do the right thing. Could you be thinking along those lines?
You see, offer. I tell you what. You see, let me. My main can be 2016. Nanado was labeled as Ontumikra. He's a cursed person. Ontumini Omanpenida. Ma Oman Sebi. Near so Omanpeni Eyetia. Ontumi Edi Omanpenida. Some of us were not happy with all these comments because I thought that the people's personality should not come in when it comes to the context of ideas and the context of leadership. Fast forward, 2016 elections, December elections. Nanado won the election with a landslide, almost 1 million votes. The IGP then was Kudalo. Kudalo was appointed by President Mahama. Today, in fact, Kudalo, I'm sure, did perform his role diligently as an IGP. And so maybe the NSA said, could it be that an IGP can do this, or it is difficult because looking at our electoral processes, no, agents, they have agents who are policing. So it is possible that this person could actually use the police. Maybe, like he said, he has his men who could do the dirty work. He could use the police to intimidate the people he perceives to be opponents. But you see, when you do that, the opponent is likely to fight back and the country will be destroyed. And so maybe the other said, yes, he is the chief constable or the IGP is the person who has the election security task force. So he could actually direct the resources to one side and the other side could be left. And you can't do much. So that is all, in terms of that is all part of it. But would that help us as a country? Ubi Samia, I'll tell you no, because if they are able to me aboya mine and yet terrorists every baby election. Any amanyofo we are now some of them now we know are in the security service. Or more I'm sure on the woman. So yes, he would have a reason why he said when he becomes IGP. And he used Asen. He said Asen, the IGP, the current IGP will not allow, he made sure that he sent his best officers there to make sure, say, Abano Obia Obia Sunye, Obia Li Epabasabiama, we're winning a free and fair. And we all noticed the way Asen went. We know how Kumewu went. But fast forward, the last by-election before these two, what did we not see at Ayawasu West Logan? People today, you get it. So maybe the other said what he said, and he wanted to action it. And for me, I still don't get it.
And Docky, Yane, Dr. Adam Bona, was a security expert and also a chief executive of the security warehouse. And na ye did your home come. And commoning in Gina say, a tape be about out. Various persons speaking war tape no so. I'm a video evidence so now no and as to whether Obakan say it threatens the sovereignty of the country or not. And no home common at JJ Adrian. Adam, once again, sir, security heads. Na ye scheme, what's a one as a imagina, me and Sanjo. I was now called back to John Kofor Pencil. Na MV Benjamin and Sama Ebai. Na was share at the time, na Interior Minister, Kandapa, on a nay, or your National Security Minister. Then the National Security Minister, na Miami Papa, Francois. Na Chief of Defense Staff, na and also so me papa Lieutenant General JB Dankwa. I'm sorry, sir, I drew say na as I'm pen from we boom but you see you senior bibi na me yakuma and 2 bebre at times. Na Inspector General Police at the time. Na PK Champon. And na research department at the foreign ministry. Na me papa JK Mensa. Na emun samwa sorry ye. Emun sam sorry ye. Ekoko wie say in the private residence of the then president. Uncle Fo. Was it a Tujima? Na directors directions ye de man no as a formu mie na ko nwura ho. Na ka wiase kura ansai. Eso so yetimi dibrifui ama bibia enjoy. Once again, I want to ask you, do we need to panic so much? Given say one case what can say, President of the Republic say, our confidence, our Akufu Damparimu.
Alpha, the reason is that only the issue here is that they mentioned a lot of people. Utia, that COP Mensa, Ebubo Din Bibri, Ekekan Sempi. The point is that you will not know who he's working with. And maybe the other say it will be important to know that the 2024 offer. And this is for say NPP must go. Obi aye HR no call. NPP for also say you man aye ni and you person breaking 8 for the first time. So it tells you that it is going to be fiercely contested. Yes, even amongst the NPP internal flag bearership contest here, you can see how fiercely it's going to be contested. So once we are done and we go into the the main election campaign, it's going to be fiercely contested. So the amendment to me, I can say, whether we like it or not, what has come out, we need to be able to know either we need to know what is it that there are still some people who this person has put on to say because at the moment, assuming he's interdicted and he faces service inquiry, that Asari also is called and punished. That is 2 out of how many? We don't know the rest. And when you talk about you see, the ones who spoke about MV Benjamin, any PK, you can't say what happened and he was removed. It had nothing to do with stealing election for anyone. It had nothing to do with who we are election. Election, we are. Nipana or the leader of the party, the MPP, you can't say the president now or no leader no. One could more try and also that or not there or pet or penyam or pesadi and munyai. Let's say Ramusha says move pushy. You know, elections in this country could push this country into the gallows. And to maybe the NSA, we need to know what they were doing. As I push your my now has nothing to do with election. But this is somebody who says, Mumfa Mami, what the mamia, Mena Mia MPP mapper. What the mamia, me breaking it in Amamo. Mumfa Mami, I have a team. He even listed, POMAD members of BAR, COPs or don't bear, any DCOPs or don't bear POMAD members. All these things are there. But maybe the other said, what has come out, what makes it terrible is because when themselves from after Asen, there were a lot of scheming. Romo, and let's say, the EITP, because a certain group, the entire MPP party. But some people within the MPP actually felt that, the police, any IGP, and when you speak to, you also understands understood what went on in Asen, will tell you that it is not what some of their people are saying because, the candidate was nowhere to be found. They didn't see him talking. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. That is not why you called me. But what I'm saying is that this state now lends credence to what the scheming that took place after Asen that he needs to go because then from nowhere there is a bombshell bomb. that this person omu be a chance here about the dia two they said the dia two Gabriel Tredakon. You know, I don't usually agree with some personalities when it comes to governance of this country. But you see, when you indict such personality and say, I'm impose the IGP on the president. Can you imagine that you would impose, anyone can impose someone on the president? So that you are complaining, I'm not for President Ankasa, the MP in Parliament, say, and compare only finance minister. President said only in China. Finance minister I told that then such persons will tell you that. So it tells you they had a certain intention and they were desperate. If not senior police officers, they should have known that your more canon, maybe somebody might be recording them. And mine is that they were talking too much. And they were too desperate. They spoke and spoke and spoke, and to the extent that that certain COP, you're kind of saying, Mensa,
MV Benjamin Dia Mekai. And you the same thing, and also I'm quite nasty. And I'm good in como. And your friend is saying, tape APA. And eventually, your ma a senior police officer no, or cotton and chain. And a cocoba say, IGP no a prevaily ye. In fact, I'm a make and I'm a crime car say, BT me be one assume the then president if he no per se, as I secure Nangura a former. I mentioned say a Dujima, I meant to say Dupuku Namkaze Dujima. So, exactly. Na, sa assembling in a mono. Wait. At the time, former Inspector Generals of Police and the bar up, ever can say, more confidence. I was the then IGP Kosia Champomu and the ma a year Kandapa at the Interior Ministry. One a year, dear Benia, it's to suit me a back up. Enti where a year came, yeah, I'm in Pesemi Bonnie George Mensa. Yeah, otherwise a very fine officer. Actually, say a year vice president Impo did not agree to Dampari being appointed. Nah, or can I say yeah? I would suggest to say, diabete me and say, Emma former Inspector Generals of Police, and Maria Fairmu, almost confidence. I would Dampari to support the President of the Republic. Ono adi kan aka the dampare won konne enkochina dem se da be nipa ne bebre no omo edi dampare adi nkomo ansa na edi posu ema no that me de me ka share ready animonyam se bia me nya opportunity eni ni di nkomo at length ansa na obenya sa position we as an IGP. Now one of the things I me kai say o ka kire me and say he will be very fair na dachi ni po be bonu hu mosu a obayi no IGP no obey very fair and protective of the Ghanaian. Now one year, the Pakrobe 10 and no say what in a year IGP. Mikai pa to can't answer me. And the nano dampare performance. Any a home fiafia when the baby fiafia hono. Emma and yamming one was sa. And I would have thought to say, when we let the security people deal with it, let's a senior officer be a culpable of say. Influence peddling near dear. Maybe our cotton and chain said the MV Benjamin Diano will be cotton and chain commodity with tape so on. Yama or my mano, and you protected under the tenure of the police head and in a management board for Nina. What do you know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. Say, we are me and Kasa, you know. We all will play one role or the other. Just like I'm sure we know we spoke about IGP Dampare before, and during we've been talking about him and this commitment he gave you even before he became IGP, long before he became IGP. When he was the operational director DG operations. I used to, share a lot of information with him. I visited him a couple of times. And then Samuel Manoma, we are okay. When he was attempting to be very firm and fair, and you remember, they would reshuffle him quickly under David Asante Apietu. Asante Apietu was put under immense pressure to do that. And even though I disagreed with David Asante Apietu, I mean, he was asked to go ahead. He's the IDP. He takes that decision. And, you know, the reshuffle took place.
And young one could see, say, dampare no ho tan nyina efiri se ekwaye fa so ye dini free tema e ba ye e bebe hwe sika so na me papa na hwe sika no so na me papa nso no pe odome pa the late and the coffee e de dampare ba ye e dampare no so e bebe tena ase na oye na dwuma na ye se eye IGP eye Mohammed Al Hassan ye mane ko tena bontene che ansa na Al Hassan e befie Al Hassan a committee 65% of the men and women of the police and resources at the Ama Dampare the National Patrols Department and massa visibility ya den aba and ye bo abrante ne to ho ko si say miminu ya MP ya wo free achim abuakwa north yi ni din come on say ni din escape me sa is a medano a buy yes or be kaya na ye did dampare beto greater Accra so JB dankwa e wonu mu se sata ye did dankwa ya beto Accra ye did dampare beto Accra effort sexy dondon dampare ye emma wotimi nsa kan sexy dondon e hwa na quickly ye kan say ayi beji wo mo BNI NI before no beji near Beji na dampare at the time you sign punishing no crowd in to winnie back. One continent soon no nature say one uncle training. Dampare what can be shame ye no. In fact, 1.5 points no afon pa. And the course wa and the dampare dim and no dim and no dim. And then what dampare ninya baby jina ye no. As a tables not ten by remnants of the team no mu had dampare no. Sa remnants no ewo ho. Inti Enyanwa. Name no. How do you rate dampare performance? Say, oh, protect the Ghanaian. Oh, protect Ghanaians a jeopardy. How do you rate it? Try to see one na can be chile. Near who say, Benya GD or dampare moana.
Oh, offer. So they are transporter. Oh, they are transporter. VIP. Moamodia. And so, where. I'm not talking to the wrong person. VIP, or more VIP, Ebeka Tro say, or full VIP, maybe say, Obi Kowa, anybody VIP, Bashiru, a honor, you put your memo, we can online. Because you know, those days, full VIP, VIP was one of the few buses in the country and not over police escorts. It was one of the few you could say is safe, even though they were, you know, rampant highway robberies. Offer, meno kasa way I can say it openly, publicly. Offer meno kasa me say, regional commander where why regional commander way because robbery cost more friend of on fa. No and from some time ago. And now meno kasa offer. You are a transporter, more thousands of buses traveling all over the country. How many highway robberies are we encountering today? That is one. You when you say scientific way, and you say me collective data, but one can say as compared to some time ago, offer not all this, and then say who call playing who option between afro. But do one the fro pass. Do one there is no day I don't pay for someone to go to WOW or somewhere. Every day I do. So what I'm saying is that those days, mukwana se mukodrum fin ho baby a. Na ya line mo nyina police actually maybe the name they match to say you kind of saying UN peacekeep UN you kind of saying agents are we are going through a war zone. Today crime levels have dropped, which is good. And then you go to the police headquarters itself, you see how beautiful the place is. Now they have, let me say they have about the form police unit you said. You okay say a jura after jura the interior minister said, the foreign police unit in and now they will increase it to about 24. And now foreign police unit is about 100 moved up to 100 up to 24 police regions. Divisions have increased, districts have increased. The service, the men and women themselves, the numbers have gone up. And then offer and then me one thing and I mean pet and I be cheap crack oh yeah memoir. Hey your mom we pay for mo first one there. Seven or more no more pension will be or no officer in here and the wood traffic mono so your MP so your minister. Now no will be no they know I'm best. Okay, no do you know who I am? And then we are all the same. Equal. Who was Pinterest Road, who was East Legon, wherever you are. This is what some of us crave for. Oh, if I watch now, UK pay. I used to also live there. You can't do this over there. Today we are getting these things under Dampare. I'm not saying it's praise, but I'm only telling you that these are realities. Look at Asenok and look at Kumewu. Since 1992, I'm old enough to have voted for the 1992 referendum. I usher in, you can't say, the 1992 Constitution. From that time, ABC 2000 and you can't say 20. Why elections here now were characterized with pure violence. Who they mentioned them, Tiwa, and mentioned them, Talency, Ayawas, who they mentioned them, Bubiana Ministry of Violence. And then those things are becoming a thing of the past. And then when even a crime happens, within 24 hours, quarter 48 hours, near Chichi, Akron Fono. Many will say, 2024, 2020, I think around that time, there was a robbery that took place at the Forest Bureau in front of the police headquarters. That same way we can't. Now, I become emotional because for the criminals to be that daring, to go in front of the police sign in the office and to go and rob the Forest Bureau, for a whole year, I used to ask, police are meant to be protecting yourselves and your media surroundings. So to me about the mobile. No. So there are several things that I believe, and let's also be grateful to the current government. The current government has put in a lot of resources to make sure the police has been brought to where they are today. Or more helicopters, baby, and sounds today, or more drones, or more. And so for me, the economy is not doing well. Can you imagine if crime levels were rising because usually it will be our security signs and say, the catcher will say, when the economy is not doing well, it translates into higher crime rates. But today the economy is not doing well, but it is a reverse where you have lower crime rates. So for me, I think that the president did not mince words. And Ghanaians, if you go on social media, Ghanaians agree that it looks like the state of policing in the country has been good. And so if you ask me for rating, I will rate the current police administration, I'll give them 8 out of 10. And my simple reason is that when you have an issue and you report, I know there will still be issues. But I believe that people are getting issues resolved quickly as possible than it used to be. And so for me, I think these are the things that media can be vampire say. Yebenya law, a Bema tenure of office for the IGP, fire service boss, immigration in the Kekamu. That the power say the IGP like PKR he was sent home at age 54. So that you guys don't come in and at the action, baby out there, baby out there, and one day. So me out there, so no, sorry, I know you're no one signing, so just like that. And when this happens, it takes us back. But you go to other places, change of government does not necessarily translate into change of the security head. So for me, I think that we need to be circumspect and see how now police for no but over you so they are people. And so we are one of the beneficiaries when it comes to good policing in the country. And maybe out there can
I that one say just about 3-4 days ago, yeah, there was highway robbery between Tepa to Goso. Incident, 24 hours later, the regional command for Ghana Police Service, based in Goso, had contacted VIP to offer free escort on that route. And one would have thought, hey, and then just police, then a regional commander, as them say, buy quickly, now offer free, how would I put it, free escort. In fact, the directors were very elated. The police, for no commander, no Goso, no, and ammonia were true. Until quickly, we accepted it. Now, this is what we are looking for, sir. The police should be seen to be protecting citizens and protecting properties.
Exactly. You have confirmed it. Like I'm saying, what here for, if they don't know, you people run the biggest fleet, you are the biggest transporters in the country. And therefore, if they are highway robbers, you will know better than some of us. And I work on in the past, now framing, you used to call me, the ordinary Adam, now framing. So you see, I deal with you for we are going to begin to talk about them publicly. Sometimes I will call them. One friend from our country regional commander and say, you see, the AC, you people are there. Muro is the mobile Ghana for mobile. When you Muro is also allowed to hear we answer, now we call the one for sure girlfriend then no. Protect Ghanaians. And sometimes when you call them and they ignore, and those days you even call an IGP. The IGP will tell you, say, oh, they're changing. I'll deal with it. You won't hear anything again. But today, what's for a regional commander? Regional commander and one of you in that area. I don't know which region it comes under. Police region.
I have a region.
Immediately, offer free protection for your people. This information what they are put out here. The acrophobia one better targeting more. It was our route now. Almost say your buses would usually have, and I say you have police escorts. I don't know, for those days, I used to take SCC, many years ago. Now, I believe that you guys, and so mine is that you know your VIP, how the police has been instrumental in making sure so you guys are protected. And so, I am mentioning you because I am happy with the service. I am a beneficiary of the service. I feel protected when I'm putting a relation in and when plane to go because I don't like to drive. I don't like to drive myself up north. When there is no plane to go, I go and take my VIP ticket and I sit in it quietly and it takes me to Wa or wherever I'm going to and I come back the same route. And so I am saying this so that Ghanaians will know that somehow we are getting there gradually. But when you have persons like the George, COP George, it distracts everybody.
George Alex Mensah.
Yes, Alex Mensah. It distracts everybody.
That's unfortunately.
It takes it away. But I'm happy you yourself. You have just confirmed that 4 days ago, offer free service. Free service. Policing is supposed to be free. Policing is because Ghana for never bus. VIP mutia tax. Ghana for never bus. On your VIP bus no mobile Ghana for anything. And so mine is that just like when you are coming from the US with Delta, you will have the air marshals the airlines, these things are done and they don't have to pay. It's free to protect the aviation industry. So for me, I have even heard that they are creating a unit to take care of. They can say escorts, make sure these things are done, which I think is good of ADAKABRI. So for me, I think that if we allow evil to try, I'm sure they said the Burkina Faso, Mali, Guinea, Nigeria, and then they can hono, Aquacodruno, I'm sure situation, everywhere west, and then Ghanaian by our neighbor, Ghanaian Wabutra.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we have passed them, but unfortunately, when we are back here, because law don't share that any humano, Ubia the open, or the upper that empty say, on for amber life, Bonica, and non fan traffic, bomb them because that was now police and Kumano Mugu, Panosono, or Motiwa, near the Ukop, near Paco detail Nucano. Police Indian one. One we already have on about there 2 weeks. Next time, Now, this Anyamrasem Nibiuma, which I think is good. And I'm not me, I obey the law. And to me, Mammy, yes, the Bema police in it. Okay,
Fancy, it may catch and also catch them. No answer, ya na, the subordinate. On crocro, womana, on chin or mumra, mainstream, now or more muscles, and the being. And no, na, ya na, every or more, as a chess. Those shop will be in Hunumu, the air cosso. Intimacy, or nay, Madofo be brave, but you might be on no more yajuma. The beans so soon, Madofo class almost say, ya almost so mainstream in the cacra. Ya also catch them, I mean, I must make catch them, why? Or my as you feel sidelined, as if so much the or more unsensitized woman, why?
Many opportunity now make catch over. So there's something
Mate, me that's it. And the doc, Nyaminsha, go have some lunch, okay? Right. And the Adam Bona, I don't know. Police are back. When if I am just about 16 minutes to 3, na Guzunity need 100.9 FM at this stage. Yemra Politica, neighbor Politica, so one of the youngest guys. Wamu itimi a core associate professorship. Eba be full professors. Professor Mills at age 27, and this my junior brother, I believe, was age 24. Now, why are the papa? Also police. Now, or cannibal swasem. Now, why you guy papa? Now, ope exotic collectors vehicles are. Ubit me, I had the Benia, Ejina home, except to say, no, she seemed to be. I'm Pesamica suit in one some Professor Jumpo Memoir.
ADAKABRI. Introduction, Benny.
Prof, now what you say?
But I'm not the way last.
In fact, Yamiatum, oh, Yakas and Kenya miss the height, crack on the community and Kabisi or my way. Nah, sense of dress and so, eh, and I mean, vehicles will use Ninja actually say, life is short to enjoy life because. What's your idea?
Now, height now, what kind of? Yet, yes, how? Me was president and
oh, in fact, you've done what you are. Nana 5'2", and now you're 5'3". I had our body mass index, no height near proportional to your friend say, body mass, no. Why are they? Prof, wait, let me take just some few minutes of your time now. Understand that you need to be allowed to do other work. To see any pa 12 and a boy didn't say yeah by. After the end of the day, MPP flag bearership race as I'm making. In the end, no, only a year 10 anything file a year, excluding a year lecture year no University of Education Winneba and a year or dinner one and upon 10 by you know. Vetting committees so much now all 10 are asked and allowed their names to be put forward for consideration at the 26th of August superdelegates. What are your thoughts? What exactly were they vetting them for?
Then yeah, I'm gonna come and I'm going to process until I'm not moving now. In my own thinking, me share na one in I don't yeah pass you on. Now, my dream is a ABA na a mere formality number one. And I say, ABA party no, and I dream is a per when you be the lead after the selection of who must become their flag bearer. Until the NDM will be uncle. That's number. And I say, if it's me, I say, ABA as far as to know, or more to two or money a magi, yes, I say, or more the core and whatever is required of them, or whatever the party requires, for anyone to lead or hold that position as flag bearer, maybe they met the endeavor to meet all the requirements. And these three explanations, will be the reason why either of them be the reason why, yeah, okay, or one thing to say, or one guy's super delicate, and a better. As I say, one as I say or more and I want to say or more if you know. I think all in all, no, no, I totally counsel them say, but one I never have a committee no numbers, you know, we are biased. Matiti, you know, comment. On my publicly and privately, and so we are biased. You two more for say, I'm on biasness, and call at the veteran, so because party no maybe a jinana or more I imagine say on my serious and also money serious so at least on my can and manipulate artist some person will make it 8. Now party the money tell you into me make it 8. And she say okay bias ma party no the mucha and I said the question break the 8 no yeah you know you two for say ma among bias. You know, I want to believe that it's not all issue biasness and my if you could see in your mass for delegate.
Except to say and you be bia na course or one more or more a catch but then so what was sort of for more. One of the aspirants was accused by one of the 13 committee members to say, Aden na woman will pay, woman will support us, editing penny and that did not go down well with the aspirant. No, that was one of the low points. Say, Aden Tina sa and I saw panel member. No, it me accuse you aspirant no at the vetting platform. Abra without any proof. Then or no chita for netiti and pennyfuatem and answer or nechita for netiti and people. Was it a fair comment from that analyst on that platform to the aspirant?
One fan but if we are what they say was and Montina now the electoral competition and attend in fledgling democracy they say by finding form. And you the papa and so possible. Engine this will be aspirant on non supporters could pass some of the monko di atom. When the atom will be also the atom. Intino Nanka. Members here, the Beckham wants them because of my check down from the Twitter. Am I yanti? And I'm sure said the idea is serious for Anka Umberman about one thing. It's no say one in their wisdom. As a monk converted, we are in a mere formality. And I say, my young person will choose over party. And I say, party for Blackberry aspirants, no? Or more any contest at the delegate level. One Ankasa and Omuda. Yes, some of us. Into the idea that you have, yet I said, I am money, my papa, he is a fair. Mama internal democratic practices party no omudi ipu ebema fa principle and a practice senia idarucha no mo je ni mboate no besides dalagite no senia omo ye no yehwe manso ebe so leadership the party no omo nso ebe hwe sa papa no hia senia ombe create a level playing field for everybody. Now at the end of the day omo to ni obedi nkunimo no motivating kunim ni obedi nchu no nso atumi adene ntoma akoye akoboni a obedi nkunim no ntoma no na omo nyina atumi akokoden de ahwe se on party na ambition se obedi no ebetumi abaso ana se tumi baso ntino the most important thing is for them to close their ranks. Yeah, I'm saying that echi ebinum enim publicly ntino say omo atwetwe nyama sign kakra. Can no question now some of the party people at the top echelons of the party leadership now. We show on them I am only on body language and be on my ear now. Now yes on one kasa party I said they should not openly seem to be biased or to have taken side on that or buso. The MPP a party of loss. Oh, and our party no. BJ Darucha and my friends, so them bra and a year. BJ Darucha to me, you know, be general secretary, and to me, you know, be being Kassam will be the original here and not yes, sir. And then my phone will be no show body language, Kassana. na akonye say omo kujina one camp against the other. But and see started to kasa on us afraid they are being cautious because I've warned them that omo yesa na say any of the aspirants effort step in any into be aware the caliber of people, the caliber of aspirants this time, they are not of be a very big because we are wondering say on the constituted first Ghana's public Ghana's body political or more ambition or more to me achieve. These are people who have the pedigree. Almost break away from the party, take huge chunks of support base from the party, to take support base from those sitting on the fence, and some of them would even have what it takes to take the support base, some support base from even the NDC. There will be serious forces to contend with. A party, special break it, now almost at the then the party will bleed to the dice.
Professor Temple, ma yen share a super delegates here. I'm slating for August 26. Na Sedi Bisiako. Now, Koachia, first time as super delegates, 1 year, now it was 2014, and 10 regions, no, ma eligible voters, Nina, a congregate or region, and Omotoye. And now there are suggestions, as mentioned by Jakon, say 8 out of the 10 aspirants are communicating among themselves, working towards say under 900 delegates and that they were bemwa yama yenyina no yemeshia one central location say ya crowd say you Kumasi on the back of say Poduamo the national executive elections of the 6,500 voters omunyina congregate our Accra Sports Stadium. And then you have we can say presidential aid. This presidential aid by the name Charles Nite Kutegu. And then he puts it saying the new Patriotic Party will on August 26, 2023 convene a special delegates conference to shortlist the top 5 candidates to contest the November 4, 2023 presidential primary. In 2014, under the leadership of Chairman Paul Afuku and General Secretary Kwabena Japan, the special delegates used the same process to vote at the regional level across the country, and same will be repeated come August 26, 2023. You cannot change the rules in the middle of the game. The rules are not the problem. Check yourselves. Ejakon also insists 8 would prefer, say, Yantuno Central location. What are your thoughts?
Majidi say, footballers, no one determine the rules. Referees determine the rules. MTG and Committee, the Jama, one running elections. Now, agree on the rules. Now, Obia in. Then so a copper said, referees and two footballers and say, young and you'll be out of fine sorts as to how they want it to. Now, a passer, I do one becano, a passer, not a send the becano, and a party no, it's me at the Ayaguma. It me American say, ideally, no, a party executive and a party pinning corner, and that's almost similar. Now, they regulate this the conduct of the super delegates. Now, Omuya and Brana will be answered it is a fair fit. But to the views for party bonus which we can say, then a bear and bear say, input near my almost much. Monso one for my drink and take up party phone penning for a two mad aspirant. Someone from my drink and you're more kinds of better from my drink. But in that case, then democracy is also about the use of the majority. They don't want to back and be a party.
I know now, a year need take ya on ye a presidential hope for you, or can say rules no be followed. No, Ejako then clarifies, saying, say, where are the rules? Or say, where are the rules written? Implying, say, there are no hard, fast rules to be as a Tinchina, just say, your cocotono war, your friend saying, your cocotono war, central, your cotono original, now be
so almost says, you said that, and yet we cannot legislate to cover every aspect of human behavior. And yes, I'm going to ministry. But to the beer, not yet the customs and convention, and a yejuma. Into if the beer, it came on sana 1 year, no, I say, and call for say, sana 1 year, and it's then it becomes a convention. I won't follow, but the extent that conventions they also not be cast in stones and then it not be written down and codified as formal laws. And people are also who also have the right to contest or to challenge the conventions and to ask for more appropriate than depending on exigencies of the time. You know, New York say, and maybe a trim was and then Yanyan Sano, over to me, Akasa. But if you must so quite say, like I say, yeah, I think into Nayan and Rano, and now your first say, and moi, it is a sunny yen and the sun, Yamam, Nama, and the Yama, Egua cream and in line with Yama air and you know, I think all of them are not right, but at the end of the day, you know, if it's about people who are contesting then Madrim, no, maybe I do no ever cap or no, a honor, I say, Omudi. The Omum Penasal Sudia, and the party leadership, Oman Casasembra, Omon Famu Piano Bianis.
Right. Professor Yajampo. Just a forward the message be I'm wrong. Very nice bumbo because you are a very handsome man and he would wish to have a baby by you.
Hey.
And the forward the man, no one can say what to us everyone.
Hey, if you this of war Pentecost of myself.
Yeah, Professor Yajampo of the University of Ghana. And now the further clarification from Honorable Jako. Was where are the rules written? Don't it just come? We have only used this process once. The reason given for holding it at the regional level was that we were in opposition and did not have the money to transport all delegates to a central location, and not because there are any rules set anywhere. Inti anyami nona ko abune ake je ake aye rules komani angma ke pete heko e ba ake na kan be ake aye opposition na beche na ba ake over mefe na transport ameke ba a central location na shile na kan na feel at the regional level ibia na e ba ake na aye government temi ni rules komebe e ba ake clean we be a fair bad drink. I feel echo me. I mean, the problem, man. We come back on the any rules, yo. Hey, ask him, are they off a found? And then I, you're clearly man true. Jenny 100.9 FM. This is a special dedication going out to my brother. Lawyer Kwamija, lawyer, kakra, ninsuo said yes, Guguno, between Dobro, Ade Eba, Ofankwe, Yanboko, investment TBBA, FA suspension on him. Yamin family drew. And Coco delegates so and another premi Kaya went here, Waka Bibia back in the Japan, or more Budu tum. Who got a compra quasem and Coco delegates. Yamisha Matiana. Or Ebusa, and say, number 2. Amalva was Sydney Papa Jonko for and a birthday. ɛyɛ jonkofo akabi jonkofo birthday ɛwɔ ɛyɛ hotel yi wɔ ɛyɛ bri ne papa ne jonkofo ɔse ne dɔba no na wromo obi a woso nim no 2001 ɛna ɔde wo ba ɛyɛ MPP party no na obi a time ɔno jonkofo yɛ deputy town clerk ɛwɔ Kumase deputy town clerk o ɛwɔ Kumase na the substantive town clerk no na friend no ɛyɛ Alexander Taya Ochiramatin no na kofo yɛ Alam Papa deputy ɛwɔ Kumase city council o town clerk Alam Papa kɔɔyɛ no ɛna yɛde main post no ma ɛyɛ kofo nti obi a wɔnim no fiti nkwala abrɛmu saa no na wosan bɛka sɛ kɔtɔkɔhene nso so ɛyɛ adopted son na kɔtɔkɔhene nso so no na benase hene ne ba ne Kyerɛmaten no kyerɛkyerɛ mu kakra kyerɛ me hwan ne timi di tirimu dɛ sɛ time ma me papa yɛ town clerk na me kofoɔ a ɔno abɛyɛ president ɔno na ɔyɛ deputy to me papa no otumfoɔ na benase hene ɛyɛ me papa na wo so yɛ adopted son hwan ne timi di tu no
Some dia by dia.
Me busa out. Why let me do no? Why let me do no?
Sebi blue sebi yard offer. Eba otokohene. Ene
na benase hene na ne ba ne Kyerɛmaten no.
Of course, say obey opem so.
Obey no so ho.
Yeah. Enti
and na wo so yɛ adopted son.
It is obey.
But I said, yeah, Bebuza say, Kyerɛmaten so communicators, no, and also some of these historical facts.
Oh, yeah, they have to.
Now, say, no, Juadana, and I said, ne, brother, who could she delegate the name and say that church will say, who ways so you know, it in Qualabrem room.
Yes, sir.
It in Qualabrem, it too free for fee, where job a fence, a page fee, Edicom room. A honomono, just about 1.5 miles. I just say,
Fipam,
and the can once me.
Fipam.
And what did this? Emma, Oba Bemono was a Quakoy ambassador, US. Free a US ambassador, that Chileno, and was a trade minister. And a no, a brother for therefore the Doko Bank of Ghana, and for by no so. Polakwa, we are special assistant. Why did you do no say me papa niwe? Na me we na ye me say.
Umamukra.
Yes, umamukra. Kɔtɔkɔhene na benase hene. Ɛne ye friend say Kyerɛmaten no. So no. Ansa na ni nua ɛyɛ Kyerɛmaten. So no, ni nua na Kyerɛmaten. Wana ye bebre hene. Ɛwɔ Kumase. Ɛte ahemfie. Enti.
Ofa onse say obedua.
Brobedua so.
Bobe. If I'm Bobby on good. And ya pine home. Any a day, me fan say, do you have fruby? Abesha home. So in a Greek, almost 2 years, you get it. Good. But the main source of life to that attached branch na the Abesha home, the original tree Nankasa. But also, okay, my main canning in a very simplest term. I say, Ankabia isuo na wan wine ho kakra na wode tangerine ababehye ho
na it's a hybrid bisa.
That's a hybrid bisa. The source of life to that tangerine term na wode abehye ankabia ho no
ankabia ne bema tangerine no stem no.
Exactly.
Provoke no na me nyini so no papa ko force no obetimi aka bi
oh no
de odna no toto nkwala nsemu
also sometimes offer I told down said you penia. These are some of the difficulties that comes your way. Oh.
Your birthday dia say and we endorse so said ba no he is then forced to come out through aye edubofo so there be menye sa
so oka assembi ade ahye wano
oka assembi na mwasa akoye biem na dua me na na do so
ototo sabio enka bi de ahye wanum oba wanum an sese wanum bon
sabi papa panyini okwa no tum so na kese so hwe
but
I think this is communicators.
Yes, I know. A desperation. Because in political contest, you win it based on your personal integrity, your merit, and your personal track record. Especially, I don't hold the political office in the pain. In this case, Bibi Onipani Jinano.
Yes.
Huh? Ofa, from your minister, ne?
Is it Amrantiano? Dwendwene ho be press conference. A kwania omo de kotoko hene din ni na mu no.
Yeah.
Onye happy.
It is not the best. Sabi.
Na me papa no
kotoko
na wo hene ba hene na wo so ba no tututu.
Mameka. Eso. Well, two. That's someone than him. But just one.
Me too, pa.
And I stand to be corrected. Our address the United Nations. Over. If I'm wrong, tell me.
I know correct.
And of course, a neutral arbiter. And so
and I'm right, no. Ejina hokuta kasamu se ai abedi akire eye opemso.
I was expecting that.
Na akire afen nanim anwenwe no
exactly. That's very wrong.
Listen ni.
Sabi o opemso ntimi nyina ni mba ya mayose mane yeye. Na ye bia na hemfo a ehye na ase ne bi betima yi omo I was worried, especially looking at this of this context. Any element wrong with Asante man, people don't know. Let me tell you something. Me fruma eshe adanse gromisa. Honey woman adanse mem eshe Asante ase or is part of Asante. When this wa e baba, this wa e ba. Okay, ni baba yeah. Me papa no so wa e baba. Your friend Auntie Janwa. Ninte me papa ne soa ne kunu ebe show papa no e wo bring a half region kro e pele go pidi ni kuma ana e friend ma me janwa enu tuna me soa no ye friend janwa me soa Enti me won you no make cousins so mu free be quiet.
Man say wrong.
Have you seen that? And your cousin tia somewhere. Me bushafo won me because me so one man no mu free be quiet. You could do be quiet obu fie ho a. Me onu ya preko pe.
You bet you so.
You bet me. Have you seen that? Here is a okay. Oh, and you said you about yourself to say mu ane e ko dey say. By a lack of minkano. The morality on the part of some people. Of a hardring. Onipa oya sa de don't know who. The handless no kasanchire no. That contest we ya wo koi. Basa what na kunwa so emfie nso ko wotwe ni one wo boss.
Anabusa eye kufuo na wo pede de enye kufuo ya so na 2007 2008 no yes one na de kirematen aba mpp
exactly.
Yempe
that was
and de kufuo do obi ba ya yempe
of course. And that's no kind of offer. It's an act of betrayal on the part of former president. You know why?
Tell us.
Because onipa no say maybe kufuo the discover no kufuo the be good. When we boss, I'm about office based on former President Kufuor the record, right? But no better na kunywa swing. There, you will be a debate kai former President Kufuor government. About capitation grant. The Ghana ni baby a co school. Your money be been to name. What you there? What is the
school feeding you mean to say?
Yes, the school feeding program. Nijina biya ewa hinde. Before government a babem or the idea be not to this inclusive government ne de buy na me boy. And ma papa see indom doctor.
Indom.
Yes, from CPP.
PNC no friend obey a sports minister onyan.
Okay, Alaji Isa.
Isa.
Alaji is it?
So obey sports.
Yes, sports minister. Alaji Isa. There's other name, but is it Isifu Isa on? Ali Isa, right? Is it Ali?
Challenge.
Challenge on sports ministry. But the point is that there was an inclusive government. And if anything at all, the level of polarization was quite minimal under Kufuor's government. Then what do we see? You have not only dismantled the legacy for President Kufuor left, but Omar destroyed legacies, including past government. How then do you go to a Asante region and claim that former President Kufuor and a discover? He discovered you for a good reason, if that is the case. When discovered for bad reasons. And Womuni, you see, that Asante region.
So Ejako.
Yeah.
Ejako so what kind of relationship with Kufuor? Just
of course, everybody have. And you remember saying
Ejako so what kind of relationship with Kufuor?
Even when President Mahama was in office, he had special, and even still today, Obia was special relationship with former President Kufuor. He's a state man. But when the time we what in China,
Ejako at the point, you know, Ejako free send papa.
Of course. See, it doesn't matter which president takes over the next dispensation. That person have the right to consult former President Kufuor based on the fact that we're ascending the highest office of the land for 8 years. That experience is limited to few people. There were 30.3 million Ghanaians at a given point in time. Only one person can occupy that office. He doesn't care on you.
Yes.
Exactly. That is the abuse of someone's identity.
Because one way no. If one more.
Oh yes, sir. Or person or capitalizes that you know. Only brand.
Because obi the say share a brand you come here ka hu. Eye kwadwo nsafo apoko.
Yes.
Nebusa kwadwo nsafo apoko. Ne papa. Eye mampontene hene.
Yeah.
Relationship ben and mampontene hene. Oni ni nuanom. Omo ne dwonkofo wo.
Ewo.
Ti say busia.
Of course. Exactly the point. Person medical kind no. Or person or capture that so who need credibility. You hide behind someone. You get that? Into appropriating nipa ne din e de bata wo ho a. Okay, who say menka say.
Aye calculation bi nipa no so ontimi nka hwe. Wo ye panyin nti ontimi nka.
Manim o hade. Na mo mi dwane kote wo FRIMPONG echi a. Oh, I said the pelo no bank no. O FRIMPONG me guarantor. Yeah,
baby so anya hwe den ya.
Oh, o FRIMPONG the only di hu hia no nti. Once our guarantee the amount of job crowd for me, so that is it's quite disturbing.
But you don't abuse, disturbing. You don't violate Papa Penny, no.
It takes an extra.
So can be penalized.
Yes, not to exactly. And I'm making. Ototon sabio, mo money aswanum. Oba wanum aswanum bon. Oka wonu onontum so a, eno so kwa bi fufu. Oh, enti no, opese oka se me push you. Obe kan se me say openi me betrayer. Na yeah,
opanyine ne mpema.
Yes, yeah, twe akonkwala grom. That is a difficulty here. Okay, one or two so oh. And it take extra level of maturity.
But the idea stop the Martino and no communicators from also underscoring the relationship between Allah and also Nikofo over the years.
Well, of our own, me feel say they think that they have what it takes to face this battle without leaning on anybody's reputation.
They can be on their own.
They can be on their own. It only takes a desperate person to go at that length. Well, before us a good way ebe shas yenu. Na ye and komwa ekokoso. But curiously, na ye eager say ye ben hunu akansifo no so mo ankasa betie si bedwam na wo mo asa ewo agofo ma nanim na agofo ma no ehunu nipa na sa eso ani afa na brenadu afa ne ehu wo mo afa na mo yi wo muti afa ne ehu sabio asa na wo mo sa no ene na asa no ase kire ene ne o betimi aye kanti sa. You've been on this field for the past 7 years. The first delegator, him. I told her only power no kwafubiano, and found me on
men cheer me hine back was my minuya. I'm a mountain san twasso. And there a year, Herma de Kusijaba or Tosumi. A year, Domahin crew, and Kobia hine. Onukria sign a year, Amasu hine. Nana. Unkwaso na ya wawoda dema de kusi jaba otosu ye doma ahinkura nkobi ahene asan ya masu hene wada romanana makwai ano abu muase aso ema now shraw ekusu na eye mwa ode ebua bankasa papa eye ana osaje fufuri bi agema bedu a otoso mienu amungusu da nyina unkwaso nana badaroma migusu metie hu
onipa no wadi enioma aban ni muntintimban for the past amene no wono a me ko amanfo a me no amukodi nkomo na ni me can delegate them for that matter over I'll be very honest to them. In fact, ye nipa you ma die bia ye di nsinto wo baby am to sini magiatum on say before former president Kofo be ba bam or the number of ministers na running so e bona chipa bekaya but abra obedu akunwa ne mu akunwa no so no mini be di nsam no oyi asoafo no mpo ma ne chen ne na rollins obeka che Ghana for say nya bo apayo na mum ugina chira ye uhunu e soronko na obedu esia nim susu a esia nim a ye uhunu nso no e soronko what is Ghana for the who so bo campaign na Kofo bi they agree with him and the Ghanaians at all time need a honest person who will be willing to admit that where I got it wrong I got it right they are ready to forgive you. And it is a mere onipanoa or person or day na go boneno for pennyfua or fee say or penny when they be born any more and any more yam said the TNT want me ma bontin brother who like brother who has them by me level and then this how grow no me ma dwane question echi I just take it out on ho I dey tu kwanya me am kwa me nika ska me dey foka no ko yo bia sabio or sisi nyoma bia can you also who say what not out to me woman for the past 7 years meet the people tell them your record and then the entire person will be di amayoku nanim they the 2 minute manwa baby or the mind ebeko essence woni binti ye na also oye eno ho ene nyoma oye now you see the events are unfolding on say July after July cry be do in the middle and now about number 2 November July July mpon film August September
August 26th no cry a routine administrative yeah kwa shortlist nipa 5
you get it and in between no you will be 110 to 20 days more a lot of events will unfold within this period and yeah curious observers no ABC News we need a new Ghana Kobna Japan
engineer
yes engineer Japan one thing I like about Kobna Japan is say okasa then some no can emu da ho you get it okasa with clarity of issues ebio he speaks his mind. The only challenge I have about him is say since when no discover I say we need a new Ghana. That's the question I'm posing. Everybody. After 2020 or before 2020, I'm for in a challenge to us. So I grow up so if you're not pa. Now, me question na pa ba da. I don't remember na yimre. Me na yimre na ye be sha grow na se no. E kobra Japan no ka ho bio. Obontoa. That's the Ghana force. Yes, I found to be a man or more and ne or more to us so be do pimpen be or monto so no kola wie yenti. Obrani bia hura gina mu a wo sere se opemso ne papa na adopted father. So nti Ghana for nhwe manhia nim info to me and share some people before. That is not the case. However, I think that Asanteman Youth Association more mahon kwan ma amayosem obi mfa manhia nim nhwe form.
Who support him ranting?
I support the youth. Come out and warn all the aspirants.
No,
offer. It yen your money na the letter eka. In some way, you can issue a press release. The form of letter working. Also, all friends and for now what into Sikoka Kragu form. Ma amansan sa profona amoye Daniel exactly. And we are not happy about that. You cannot bank your political fortunes on the back of money. No. No matter what. No matter what. And then we are not prepared. We are not prepared to allow that.
And then Joseph one sense and who tape was someone maybe minority for reaction. That was saying
over Kuma Sankara was an army military without ideological
let him be
a trained military officer without a political orientation.
Trained military officer, that political orientation is what?
A potential
criminal. Yes.
How soon who are you? And so can corrupt judge dangerous than
A corrupt judge dangerous than 1,000 armed robbers.
Exactly. On the case of Ara, police, military are trained to work. And through all of the arms, how sophisticated those weapons, the spell of a moment, it can bring society. Now, the political orientation, to my understanding, is that they should be depoliticized at a given point in time so that they can hold a loyalty to the state, which is the patron political entity of the state. What is the make an answer? The state is the political patron because all the actors act under the platform provided by the state. And in this case, the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. And if you read the preamble to the Constitution, felt it very clear. The powers of government springs from the sovereign will of the people. And therefore, the agency of the state, in this case, the police or the military or all the armed forces, are constructed within the remit of the Constitution to wield those arms specifically and purposely in defense of the Constitution and the interests of the people at large. And the dissident people within that institution or agency fall out or fall outside the laid down procedure, we are in danger. The witnesses are normal way over the last few years. In the case of Ayawaso was gone, happened. The Hunkrofua, no use police car, branded police car, in the khaki vest and trousers. They unleashed mayhem. A beer kafom besinda menokase. And until you are very scary, especially given the fact that the Ghana Police Service no maintaining internal security. Our ministers are protected by the police. The MPs are protected by the police. Ofa, mamenchua junenko chikakra obekaya. Is it Akuya Sana Dansoa or Zitokankwe Womubako? The bodyguard was later arrested for engaging in armed robbery. Yeah. One of the ministers under MERS, if not Akuya Sana Dansoa, bears the Kankwe Mubako in between. The police bodyguard not all guiding are discharging from that guard duties. Later on was arrested for engaging in armed robbery. That means that policeman was a criminal following the minister as a bodyguard. Minister would have been the implication in the government and to the society at large. So if you have a police hierarchy, leadership, I was say, we provided the model. Some of them are mentors to the lower rank. Ever out. Now, allegedly, I have a copy on my phone. Over his dead body, the largest opposition party leader, by a president of Ghana, and that the sitting IGP is not prepared to enable the ruling party to rig elections or to win the coming elections through foul means because, as enough, the new man or hono amwa the ruling party now. It's not the cause for worry. People are saying that audio was probably originated from AI, intelligence. I don't have facts to prove that. Be that is me. Dr. Ofusu Ampofu, the former chairman of NDC, he owed you ever out, allegedly. There or incited their bank, I don't know. As we speak, he's standing trial. Abino taking interest in that matter to the extent that almost Sunday owed you to Israel for forensic analysis. Meanwhile, Dr. How do you call Dr. Ofusu Ampofu was a national chairman of NDC, and now he's no more. Who is he? Ordinary individual like you and I. What powers again does he wield? So betimi afre amanfo say umbesin enkoye basabasa. But here we have a 7 police commissioner whose voice is captured on this in this audio, or plot against a certain IGP. Dr. Kufu Dampare, personally, we have challenges about the kind of police in audio Krumba. Me personally. But I don't want to engage in this conversation with the import of personal sentiment. What I'm saying here is that we are watching closely behind the scenes. Now, Ghana police, from what Jane said, and with the government, that they will kick Dr. Kufu Dampare out based on the fact that Obey is so firm in terms of providing security for 2024 elections, and that government will not be able to ride over him to bend the rules to cause mayhem to win 2024 elections. Now, I know the ama MP before breaking the 8 media, and they say, "Oh, I want to put it to you." NDC, we are prepared and determined to win 2024, but not desperately. We are willing and ready. They are got 2 abandoned Ghana for a 2 tier failure. We are ready to go home. After all, yet no opposition from 2017. Why not the change out will be because NDC is in opposition? All our members and leadership are well and kicking. And we are not desperate to spill blood to win 2024. That notwithstanding, yeah, my home kwanyo over. That Ghana for bet 2 about my na encrophobia. If you say omano esusunti, omonum to shoe esuso chenye yina, and until ombetun to sikoko, e de to me free and semu a wobonkai, that's to sikoko no eshobia funum, the jaiti fita. You should get it clear. Me free parliament, me do America ababedu hei. Metie, the deputy minority leader, Honorable Kofi Amaboa, Honorable James Agaga, and others, and some more Mokaye, and the response that came from Honorable Ambrose Derry, Interior Minister. I support the call from the minority side that the speaker and set up independent inquiry into this audio. Now, individuals say capture of voice, it was that audio ni the inquiry no ascertain say indeed, they should be meant to appear before that committee of inquiry and provide answers to the people of Ghana, because they provided taxes to buy the recruitment for the police service, the military, and all the security agencies. And those taxes are meant for the acquisition of those recruitment, for the protection of the people, not to use it against the very people for which those resources are made available to protect. But near a Muadino or Muninko, those who lost their lives, we sympathize with their families. We commiserate with the lost souls. But, of a bin Sibium, there, you better white science, a man crofobid to me, Sabu Akum Nipa, Asabedi to me, Asabeji to me, and some of you. Former President John Dramani Mahama, I serve a notice, and Yankopo Hata Sunu to me. And nay, Yananum, Adum, and Yananum. Adumunti, the President Mahama, Ebet Nakunyaso from January 7th, 2025. There will be an inquiry into the all atrocities across our Banwemu. Those responsible face the law. Because what? It shouldn't make, and it doesn't make any sense, and it must never be justified. There, because of political power, a Ghanaian must lose his life for Obi to govern this country. I mean, over Sansa we continue whatever. And what should be the justification for that? And when it comes to this audio, no, over my audio, no, I am very disturbing. And the audio also provides a shocking revelation. If Dr. Kufu Dampare is not worth for his officer, at least the government, as the president, as an appointed authority, can relieve him if they so wish. But if they think that they will only relieve him because on support to a more, excuse me to use the word, diabolical agenda going into 2024 there, they want to appeal to the government to revise their notes. I mean, insider information, I'm Martin say, in fact, whether it's true or false, well, I need to verify. And I can't doubt the source. And I can't doubt the source. Can you cancel a state report? Oh, sir. Last half of the day, we are over here. And Tibaman says, asking now with mom. So one person will eat Dr. Eddie because of say 2024 on Maya Quaya from Mudia and your mobile. And here, NDC phone, look, offer. NDC and vigilantes will be out. But your vigilantes so baby. Listen to me again. NDC does not have vigilantes. But we have vigilantes everywhere. Yeah, vigilantes, are the people of Ghana who are going to queue in December 7th, 2024 to vote for President Mahama. And we are urging the people say, yeah, the ballot box in the Besimu community where that ballot box and the content belong to you. Vote now, Mobeto. Look, Kebet Makaso to a banner we have for ballot paper and show to bed Mrama Hokwaisa. And so we are to now the ballot paper and share ballot box no more. That ballot box until it is counted for the content therein to be declared for the hearing of the community in which that ballot box no everything there belong to you, and you have a duty to support the security agencies duly deployed to that polling station to protect it alongside one customer own interests. There we are. Then the coalition center. At the end of the day, President Mahama will declare the winner, and no soul will lose his life. And if the government think that they can do further damage because they want to consolidate or who in power there, offer, they should forget it. Over 2024 you court to be more. 2024. Say be court. Over yen ko baby a. Aban krampone ndu court home pon yewrem. President Mahama serve notice. The electoral commission to be very careful because one more intransigent and their insistent posture to make Ghana card the sole or the saying authenticity for the 2024 registration and the subsequent elections. That if that is the only way by which they can manipulate the outcome of the elections, it will be fiercely resisted. Our destiny as a country depends on 2024, and we can never and will never toy with the outcome of it.
Give me phone line, Kakra. Sabri, we say, Uncle Maya, dear, fitted Dr. Adam Bonasso, you care more, a professor, ya Jampo, Deba Amalibasui. Let me a friend in your say your thoughts on 0302 24 3540 0302 24 3540 and I say 0302 25 7902. Amaba Enra a Mako a year Shell service station. Our Drigano. Na me ye mumu. Na Minia Johnson could you tete Johnson mobile number mamia. Mobile ADAKABRI star and I'm a Miami star. Nam too. ADAKABRI star is there. For Mamintie 03 02 24 3540 and as Johnson who is what 03 Miami Johnson, could you tete? Oh, I actually can say Shell Service Station. Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I continue ye.
ADAKABRI. Dan we are the Miami Yapa. My country member.
A dribba CC. Oh, ye there a yede a chado. Or ye de chado. Or ye de chado. Come on, say, Mammy Tail.
What? ADAKABRI. Who are so many? Who are so many? Hey, only kind Abba by no today.
I know ye.
No, we but of a careful command that missing. If you go, baby, no money, I mean, no money, I mean, in the kind. ADAKABRI. Missing, who are too many people for? Plan out what they plan if I pay. The Papa number MP before woman to and we book for them and buy less in it. I want to do also mine. Who are not the best of Mahama? Who are the best of Mahama? How I say, one in the party if you recently buy it, and the party lady you will say, no way to do to mine. No, look to the baby. Look for saying NBC for. You didn't say that you're 19. No more baby 8 near 20 years. One day you are the show. ADAKABRI, feeding from wonderful MP, so much present. On 2 for consider the baby. Who could tell who cut up by July? I will feel over with the piano, open your Ghana card. ADAKABRI. But the July, I will find where Ghana card or Ghana. What's what to 2 for consider?
Okay. 03 02 24 35 40. Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Yenti away, Mr. Corty.
Down now. That's sorry. That part of my entity was especially of your oh, I said, that's not fair. No, could I was saying, we went to the end of I feel until I would say, that part of that. And another, yes, I want to say, no, could I was so. And I don't get to get the Namuku package, you know. I'm not sure you get to get to the 4 years. I catch up with a good movie. We are ever ready for them. I said, that you say. And I said, I'm not sure how person who I IGP. No, I put the year as DC boss. They will go to position in 2025. Takofado, at the year say, we're failing girl for about the 12th trouble. To make you to cash it. No, they are trying to 2025 year. And the old year will down.
Okay. 03 02 25 7902. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Papa.
The first in here. Hello. Hello. Nebonsu.
Tira Santonolo, Ukuma Pemwa, Apembaba. Then Prince said yesterday, Asantuma Yenimko, by Yenim Kame. Also, as you did encounter. I think I could buy his Hannah. Sakwami catch fight, only Rama, and India, Bema, and the police upon. Kobia. I have been able to make a park. I don't know how many cars are now, if for Sonia, the Maple and Shawam, I will do it. See your girl library. Let's take that simple dia, you know, another prayer, or you for 4 different. That is in terms of 2 hours negative. The work on Minister, Deputy Minister. And I call you, Master, Pastor, Doctor, down Paris. Papa, you need to be or you're very energetic. Kasa as a former president for Nipanso or Ponty and I think it's BA. Also, so now we could take some Kumuba and yet Daniel Alan, former president of Bishop Park. We didn't pass a down Palenco, yes, to Shafa.
What the continue just see that Ghana and yes from dear. You want to search ya. Mu ye do Dabi mo papa and Juma on Fanning and Samuno. What who said? Upon him day. Let me first be a swamica. Papa by and who tell you Panino and Yamaya calm. Now, let's hear the collection, Martin. 197 for something. Part by Jacob for complain. Because I do a for the currency or complain. President or complain. But that's not to make a president. Part way of Papa, you never instead of that. Every see that. But when you look up, the delicate souffle, the Codessi, you will see Greta Cantanania here and the part later. I am I am found. And the initiative, whatever when you through, then when you're putting here or the Nabaya, I go up out of an air, but the Robert Russell, I'm your cleaning. But this someone never was really a
03 02 24 35 40. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, ADAKABRI.
Panini Mr. Roy Frosting.
I want to go to the Ato Canada's Amicasi Pukwase.
Into your way.
But when a Gemina, when you know what ADAKABRI, you could show you my Mangana. And now the Panama of the youth born on Manager, who was to cry out to bought a ADAKABRI show. I'm in charge of the house. I was to book on stream, and my out of the map to go for. I bet this is my NDC for. Now, what ADAKABRI, but you're best friend, but you're Mungo. Ghana, the Ghana papers. Intuition, what I'm about us, I'm the Miyasu in the past. Intuition moves for IGP, I found so persuasive and it's meant for only in the order that. And also a passenger, I'm more than free up with winning impact. But you say, you know, instant no, and nowadays, almost some go from quite the police in the job is not that, you know, with the protocol. I didn't know to say IGP, maybe there's some person who you could say. And I say, you free so you funny from the Obibus Mama. It of course I was to work on. I'm not what I can, but I was working on. Come on for them because we doesn't the hospital. I can and because we doesn't see I'm making a board with the board. I'm making or to me you can convendi in the Juma Cock with it must say. It is not getting a thing of Nana. That be. Yes, on my time, 2024 election, anything we are going into the election, do or die because of that. Yes, down and the way, and you must say at the top of me, I cannot force against support and support them. Say, Mozambique is never. Because in no matter my ultimate, I never owe to my youth, and one point. Can I can afford to cooperate to my point? I'm not going anymore, more with my construction, the construction, as a listen echo. And then use it for your breath. That's the kind of opportunity system. But say, for the class and break it. It's no one has any forecast that they will break the 8 to break it. Next, that will break the 8. As I say, like I start on the break it. I know what I come to ask my boy, my gun.
03 02 25 79 02. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
At your frosting.
If I charge Jaffa, because I feel come out of
You, a Jamian Tiawe.
ADAKABRI already me more money to my power with the more mine. Yanko pon to on kwendem. Ma monjina o man ya no enka no krenche. E youth na ye sare no. Na me ye no free also a ashama branch youth organizer the campus. There will be a bit. There will be. Of ADAKABRI, where the Mr. Asemina me bisa. Answer na ya waso by election no be bam. Hey, you are damn pare. Why not you pay an answer no one?
Udemigusu meet you. Why?
Mahusa, but
the meme person, don't draw me into it. Ude, you say you.
Oh, say, on my muhano, obi pia niwa. Oba be poor man, you say, oh, the papa moo, so good the bonny moo. Ah, oba be down on aqua or 2 for young couple. Otufo Yankuba Bekase, or the one new mining in a Ghana free or not the Ghana for Abbey Tiny for Conite. Obi Pia Basse or be year to baby, will be out to us. Then, and yes, sir, Nkadabon Hine. Alan on corner, man, 1 city said, Medicine Chiao. If a yame boa no benya to me now, open now. ya me da gbon hene me pe free wo hɔ ne sɛ saa sika yi mane ntimi mbɛyɛ mfasodeɛ ɛma ɔmampanyin dada kufoɔ sɛdeɛ otibi ɛma $1 ɛyɛ den ɛkɔɔ soro so wahu ansa na John Mahama so ɛbɛyɛ ne deɛ ɛna Akufo-Addo so bɛyɛ ne deɛ ɛyɛ kyenkyena ne sɛ MPP ɔmo breaki 8 na ana sɛ ɛyɛ kyenkyena sɛ ɔmo breaki 8 na yɛso yɛtwɛn wɔn saa nkwala asɛm na yɛyɛ sɛ yɛsuro yɛn mpɛ yɛn ho asɛm a tuo pee ne yɛgyane no sɛ deɛ ayɛ krado wobɛku mi ama ma akɔ home deɛ ɛyɛ kyɛn sɛ ɔbɛma me ate ase na mabɛtɔ cement 1 bag 1 million saa mistake no ɛnsi biom saa mistake no ɛnsi biom sɛ ɔmo ayɛ ɔmo agye sɛ kyenkyena sɛ ɔmo de mawia ɛba bɛbreki 8 no na yɛ ho nsa mɛkyere yɛ sɛ deɛ a ɛndeɛ yɛmu dodoɔ na yɛbɛwu ama yɛ mmɛwura ahokyerɛ mu nkɔ rɔbe ɛnsa nkɔwu nkɔ atembu anim ti aboa yɛ ho paa yɛtwɛn wɔ mo saa.
Good afternoon. To saying, I'm into your way.
Yo, maybe I campaign a Kunfi Asoka Central Region, then I believe if you Kunfi no Central Region, and Wafa would say Niche FM or a crying. Now, I'm afraid I'm family where Alan could coach a mountain incoming president 2025. Honor in a PPA to a bar. Dedicating Webby. You could break it. Hey, much there. Yeah, paper, every and look, I say, I shall go to a boy as somebody away, me and Yadumara, Presidency, as usual, and I never saw what to come to share. Oh, yeah, and go for washing wood more buena. Oh, yeah, I go by Mara in Yanu, and then the message. Oh, yeah, I did was one chance. You won't come if one of Muslims know your mother. When Abandon, won't come out with him. Since then, it's all Benama. No, on my Bokoro Masu, as soon as you said, as we can go. And the mail kind of empty, the best room we go to a bar. You are Alan Kudija Mountains. Yamama, then you go to a man, one and a gun of we can move more than me. We're going to have my obey. Yes, from our school, obey you. Why, yeah, the best second of Antuma Alan Kaja, Tomasi.
Yo, Amalba, final comments.
The final comment is very simple. The least NDC will do is to disturb the peace, especially 1994, 1992 Constitution of the Republic. It was birthed by the NDC. We lost power in 2000. They handed over. 2001 January 7, President Kofobe Teki. 2008.
Govi na wa hu ba bi aye frefre a line Govi o say
to say me gina other line so me gina so
who gina so
ya pick me 2 times academy this year me dey gina so sisi am no kasa
agama ni mi hwe ko bi so gina line so bi ma me hwe so bi wa line
hello
Govi
Mamadou
who gina so so my go be bedroom make be was 2 times na gina so my yakate no DNS am so na friend bi ma me na me ho bedroom me amaliba
over
yes abusuafo wa nya bi anka na just why money
the last thing this will do regardless of about to a court ballot papers, you can maybe come electoral commission. What say? Anonymous. Yes, you know. Come on. But you need a ho. Mampine Kufuor na call fly or call the same parliament no coach and say yen fee any. And you offer Mampine Kufuor ade o ye no yen su ye bi. Ya fee any. Oh, we will never allow the process to work against us. From the beginning,
Makofi be do mekane de Kofi na di atem na kikiri say
Memo
hey we dey ka be we
Mamudu me count nine. Me and say make you pick me and then say you na pa. Mamudu kemetwe manso. Me gina so a do say enipa ni wie ya na akatemi.
There be a line one. Pacho, obi an shede ni mu.
Na dey sua 20 minutes manso.
Fache me.
Me nua amareba wa kan be kwai asem na me wi am hwe kan bi twa na su no so o be kwai history dia me wi am de be che no. Mamudu me sre media e dia koso se ene obi bedar no ho no afiri ha no aye dey ye nyina ye Ghana for me nka ho asem sisi na media me ka ne se wo mo akoto aba no ye ne aye wo for professor bi ne wi so wo se amen for media enu afutua na de ma NPP for Mitia opani bi a work bi say da be na duru me so de enfen kasem aso say nipa no ebre bi no obonda wuru say duru bi so enfen koma no na wasesa ma no nyankopon te soro wo hwe obi a na me stress ye ne ayekoto abadari bi amen so no wo kapo bia Mamudu ye de 500 ye de say 1000 ye de mawa ye nyina sika contractor na o say de mananko bia nye bi ye enya afọ abụọ the man nipa baako no mo aboa no bi mo check do de na mo pass wo ko to aba na ama wo daachi ye wu ala ko de tira matin the one to aba na ama no na ye wadwene se one enti busa sesa sika no wo be di no nsia ye de beto me no emo mo aso agu ho mo chema wo mo che eni wo de wo hwa me say either said obi a ope number 2 no Mamudu asem ne say either say oye obi a wa me ananso say ono no ne dia ne say I mean position wo no won pese wo firi ho no wotena ho na wo koso no wo san kwan no ananso ye obi no a Mamudu wo say papa no me frɛ na wo fa wo tese me wo ne me kasa eye pese ba Ghana die nipa no be yama Ghana de obi anfa bayo wo mo mfa ba no akeka and I we good in atimi ne kasa da utimi ne yesi I can't see ya ekosu Mamudu obi ama 10 cities no ma 50 cities no nkyere say omunti efie 9 say sikada nsumidi o betena so aye Ghana mampani amesramo Ghana fo nye bibi say obi a ehunu de ekoso Ghana say yetimi de yewura kodwetire manten ba ne ma besesa President Kufo beji nyansa free no what ya say on ko nyansa free Lawrence no nti me sra Ghana fo me sra mo ma NPP for delegate minua no ma ye wo form ye nam form ye hunu Kufo peso say de na party nkambo mu na sitie e ne ye hunu ne say mo ye mistake me ka kire mo ye mistake e me nyina ye mistake dia me jejireji me ni sikachi say
Kamalba finally, yeah, sorry.
Having said that, you make a chat to a crowd and say, MPP4 on a match of Quino. Ofutu amodema or mochita for and say, and Crofobie and ye contractor. Or say a yaman sign diano, a bedi omoho, omoyen sika. Sika no mode beto delegate, near to Abama omo. But omodi sika ne ba delegate ninji sika ni omo to Abama omo. Okay, as enough. Eji sikandi o monto aba ma MPP4 and the Ghana for some sir President John Dramani Mahama none of the MPP aspirant to parade omo can match President John Dramani Mahama. We will meet them in the polls and President Mahama will win and declare the next president in December 7th 2025 yanko ponshira Ghana
onu nshira amaleba ensoso nti aseda ekoma Kingsley Haruna amaleba oje bre na odibae Nebuko Hane DBC me management ye no bedru ha be ko fie ne fie na ye ko no be ko no jojo Olakoko Michael DJ foreigner e no mo de ye ko fie nsuo to de ye mo onwuno e so mo de ye be ko no jojo